Good evening, my good friend Mujibur Rahman Jr., owner of the Spice of India restaurant, and I'm extremely glad to be here on the 28th of September 2022. First, to come to see you as a long-standing friend. I've known you for 20 years. And if I were to turn back the clock 20 years, when I first came here, this was a tiny 42-seater restaurant, and with your tireless work and dedication through so many challenging times, you've turned this into a thriving 92-seater business. How did you do it? I would like to, by the way, call you Junu to make matters more user-friendly rather than using your long Bangladeshi name.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Juno is fine with me. Thank you, Patrick. Thanks for coming. You mentioned about from 42-seater restaurant to 90-seater restaurant. I tell you what, when I started this business, this was my second business. First, I had off license, and then I took this business because the landlord, I knew him very well. And he told me the day I took over, he said, you're going to do well. Starting with, I was doing my off license. I could not give enough time, so I used to pump money from the off license into this restaurant. Eventually, I decided when I took over the freehold from my landlord, I decided to move into this restaurant so that I can take the business up. And gradually it worked for me. From the business was very low to start with, but eventually it took up, and then the demand was so high that we had to turn down many customers. And then I decided to extend the business. And first I extended the kitchen area. Then I realized still not enough spaces. And then I bought the next door, and I applied to have the full next door planning, but unfortunately it did not work. But half of the shop was permission was granted, and then I moved my kitchen to next door, and the whole shop became the restaurant. Still in the rugby days, we struggle to accommodate our customers because, as you know, there's a big rugby ground, which is our heritage, Twickenham rugby ground. And there's a big demand on rugby days for this sort of restaurants. And I thank God that most of my customers are regulars, and they are very good customers. They have been using us for last 25 years because I've been here for 25 years. So I thank God, and of course all my clientele, my customers, for keep me going.
The other thing I want to say to you is I'm also intrigued by the fact that you've juggled your home life and your business life and made a success of both. I mean, you have a son who went to Oxford University, went to Balliol College and did politics, philosophy and economics. And then you got a daughter who qualified. Was she a solicitor?
No, she is a
manager of medical doctors.
Educational manager for junior doctors.
She did a special course for that.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Fantastic. And not only that, you seem to be like a racehorse. You just can't. You're built for the racetracks. You keep going and going and going. You have got so many irons in the fire. You went on to contest the Hounslow seat as a Bangladeshi, the first Bangladeshi councillor, and you won.
Yeah. Let me come to answer your question, the first question about my son's going to Oxford University and done PPE. I myself, I could not finish my study completely due to my dad being made redundant, and I had nobody in the family to support us financially. So I had to give up my study, but I took I always had that in my head that when I have my child, I need to make sure I fund them with their study till they achieve very high. And I give my son everything he needed. I give him the best tuition, the best tutor, spend so much money on him so that he end up in a better university. Thank God he ended up in one of the best university in the whole world, Oxford University.
That's where Boris Johnson...
Yeah, that's where 3 of our former prime minister has studied. And my son studied the same subject what our former prime minister Boris Johnson has studied, PPE. And it's in the same college, Balliol College.
Fantastic achievement.
Yeah, definitely it is, because no matter how much wealth you have, if your children are not educated enough, if the children is not successful, your success is not completed.
And even when you look at it, he looks so professional and very unassuming, smart guy. I took a personal liking to him. He was a chip of the old block,
Thank you, because it's good to be successful, good to be highly educated. At the same time, if you're not a person within, then all the success does not matter anymore. So I give education to my children that, look, better human being is your best success. So make sure with all your success, you are grounded to your root, and make sure you are the best human being. Live for others, not only for yourself.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, in addition to all the accomplishments you have achieved so far, you're also General Secretary of the West London Bangladesh Welfare Association, Deputy Secretary, Bangladesh Caterers Association. Now, that's a huge organization. How many restaurants do you have in that association?
Yeah, the Bangladesh Catering Association represents 12,000 Indian Bangladeshi restaurant and takeaways in this country.
Wow.
We contribute about 4.2 billion pounds to the British treasury. It employs over 100,000 people in this country. So his organization, which been there for last 50 years, and I'm so proud that I'm part of this organization. I've been working for the organization for the last 12 years as a joint secretary. I was first an NEC member, then I became joint secretary, and this year have been appointed as a convener for the award and dinner ceremony, which is on 30th of October this year.
What is that ceremony about? The award ceremony?
This is all about recognizing the talent of our industry, the best restaurateur, the best chefs, so that give them encouragement to do well. Because don't forget that a chef is actually the main individual of the business.
Correct.
Okay. If they get that recognition, they get the encouragement, and they want to do well for your business and for themselves. And that is why we took that initiative, that we must give the recognition to those people. And also, if a restaurateur who is doing well in a pub, some of the restaurant, one restaurant has got 4 or 5 restaurants, and he started from 1 and then he climbed to 4. And which, if we give them recognition, that will encourage them. It's not only that when they do the business, they're not doing for themselves, they're actually employing, creating employment for people, and which is good for our economy of this country. And I think we are actually, as a Bangladeshi community, you'll probably will know that 80% of Indian restaurants are owned by Bangladeshi owners. So
in this country?
In this country, yes.
Yes, of course. And where is the award ceremony being held?
It will be in a park, that's in Park Plaza in central London by the London Bridge. So it's a very 5-star venue, and we have done it in the past in the same venue, and we will be doing this year also. And this year we're trying to do something different in terms of entertainment, and also that there will be a lot of distinguished guests will be present there. The chief guest has not been confirmed yet, but we're expecting somebody from the Conservative Party, ministerial position. So yes, yeah, we're expecting this event to be a very successful event, a spectacular event.
And did I mention that you wanted me to join you?
Yes, I want you to join me. And also you mentioned about the Bangladesh Welfare Association and for me to become the first Bangladeshi councillor in the Hounslow Borough. I'll tell you a bit of story about this. When I became the General Secretary for Bangladesh Welfare Association, West London Bangladesh Welfare Association, my committee always has supported me. They always encourage me that I should come into politics and represent the not Bangladeshi community, the greater community. And I was not very keen on that, but then I seen the people's support, and I did try. Some of my colleagues from the Indian community, also from Pakistani community, and also from my customers who are English community, they have also supported me. That why not? You are a people person. You should put forward your name and give it a go. And thankfully, I thank my resident who has had a faith enough in me, and they elected me as the first ever Bangladeshi councillor in London Borough of Hounslow.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Absolute story of success, from one success to another. By the way, you know, do I have to buy tickets to come with you for that?
This is a free treat from me, my friend. Any day, any time.
Yeah, is it expensive ticket, by the way?
It is £120 per head.
My gosh.
Because don't forget that we had a best venue. The food is provided by Madhus, who are very expensive. They're charging us almost £90 per head for the food.
Goodness gracious me.
Yes, food venue. So yeah, it's quite costly because they are providing all the services. It's not only food and entertainment, of course, the canopies, the securities, it's all included. So yeah, it's quite costly.
I look forward to joining you, to support you, because you're the convener. And not only that, I've been involved with you in so many things. You've treated me like one of your own. Even though I come from Sri Lanka and you're a Bangladeshi, even though I'm a Christian and you're a Muslim, I have got on with you like brothers. You know, we gel together from day one, and you invited me for riverboat cruises, for picnics, for even wining and dining. I don't wine in that sense of the word. I mean, sitting here and eating the food that you eat, and lots of people don't realize that as staff members, you eat very simple food compared to what the customers get. I mean, you have your own staff food, isn't that right?
Definitely, yeah. I tell you what, we normally eat our homemade food, and of course, our clientele, our customers, they like a bit of sweet and sometimes very hot food, which we don't normally eat. But yes, our food is completely different. You as a Asian person from Sri Lanka, almost our food almost same. There's not much of different. All Asian food is same. Yes, it sometimes could be healthy. I know some people use oil. As long you don't use much of oil and ghees, there's a lot of good recipes, good things in our food, like haldi's, ginger, garlic. These are good for your health. So yes,
and cumin, haldi powder.
Yeah. Cumin. It's all good for health. I think there's many people use this sort of ingredients in their medicine.
Yeah.
Okay. And also about being with you is always, I value your company all the time. I have learned so much from you.
I helped you when you bought a restaurant. I've done lots of things. It was on a reciprocal basis, like one friend to another. You said,
Yeah, you also advised me how to grow businesses. So you did, and when, of course, as you mentioned that I did buy a business through you. You actually done most of the deal for me. I appreciate that. You know.
And even your speeches, I always help you.
Yeah.
As you know, it's just that you're. I know that you're fully involved with the restaurant. Your bread and butter comes from the restaurant, and you got to have the eyes and the ears to keep it going. There are so many different aspects of running a restaurant. You got to look at the purchasing. You got the staff problems. You got the customer problem. You got the rent. You got the rates, right? And you got the hygiene and so many different aspects. People think that.
Patrick, apart from running restaurants, I do have a mini portfolio of properties. I develop properties. I buy and then develop it. So that is also there. And also community man.
You're a self-made millionaire.
Yeah, thank you. As you know that I am involved in a lot of community works. The people always looking for somebody like me for their help. And I'm always there for them. Whatever I could do in my power, I will try to do the best for them. So this is all I've always been doing, and I think that I will do this till I die. So
yeah, it's in your nature. It's what we call the entrepreneurial flair, and you've got it.
I tell you one thing. When my son is, of course, a successful man, I always tell him, when he tells me, Dad, why you are so busy, always going out and giving time to others, you don't have to do all that anymore. You're getting older. So I said, okay, look, I may be getting older, but I love doing this. I love when I help somebody, if that brings a smile on their faces, I feel satisfied.
What was that expression you told me about the tree? Someone taught you something about the tree.
I tell you what, in old days, I'm actually done my GCSE in Bangladesh. So I remember that in high school, we had a teacher, and he used to always tell us that be a tree. And we was not quite sure at that age. And we did ask the question to the teacher that, sir, what do you mean by be a tree? And he used to explain us that a tree grows food, but it does not eat its own fruits. It's for others. So live for others. Don't always live for yourself, and you'll find the satisfactory within you. And I try to practice that whenever I can. But it was a wonderful teaching. I give the same teaching to my children. They live for others. That's where the satisfactions are.
I would like to wrap this interview with you, Junu, saying that as much as I have given to you, I've also learned from you. And it takes two hands to clap, right? And I think on the grounds that I've known you for 20 years, I sincerely hope if I last that longer, that I'll be here for another 20 years, God willing.
I hope so. Patrick, I want you to live for even 100 years, if I can wish to God for that. To be honest, people like yourself who always been helpful to me, myself, and many people also. And I think we need you around, and God keeps you healthy and gives you a long life. You will be always in my thoughts and prayers.
What are the famous things to always tell me? Used to always tell me about life.
Yeah, I always tell you that no matter what you do, don't leave us.
On that note, thank you very much. If I don't continue the journey on this earth, I hope to meet you in the next.
Definitely. We'll meet again.
And I'll make sure that I buy you the biryani.
And same things, I remember that bishops of Canterbury, I think, was saying other day in Queen Funeral, we're definitely going to meet again. We'll definitely meet again, yeah. And I want you to say that thank you very much for coming with your crew. Myself and my team, I really appreciate that. And look forward to working with you in the future.
No problem. Where's the menu card?
Oh, menu card. Bali, can we have the menu card for the gentleman, please?
Huh.
Here the menu, Patrick, and I. What would you like to have tonight?
Wow, this is. Oh, I see. You got. I like something very small. I'd like to try some fish. And Bangladeshis are the master at fish curry, and I've wined and dined in many restaurants, but I think the Bangladeshi fish curry, the way they do it, there's no one to touch it. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, I mean, you tried our Bangladeshi food, and I tell you what, we have something special for you. Something very special for you, a Bangladeshi food, and I am positive, I'm quite sure that you're going to enjoy that. It's so delicious. I have tried it myself, and I thought I'll let you try it.
Yeah, and I also like to have some pilau rice with some salad and a king prawn dansak, but no salt, no sugar, please.
Yes, I'm definitely going to ask my chef to prepare the beautiful fish for you, and the rice and the salad. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Well, the restaurant, I come to this restaurant every week, in fact twice a week, and it's the best restaurant in the whole area. It's absolutely wonderful. Service and food is absolutely first class every time, and they will keep it going. Wonderful. Thank you.
I think the Spice Vineyard is great. We've been coming here for many, many years. The food's been fantastic. Just get takeaways from here as well. The chicken is great, the boon is great. We just love it. It's fantastic.
Once again, we've been coming here many years. The food is always excellent. The staff are wonderful. They really are. I've been here many times. I've never ever had a bad meal in this restaurant. Some are exceptional. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you from the management of the Spice of India restaurant. We are indeed extremely happy to see you here on this special night where we're going to have live entertainment with an Elvis impersonator. I would call him an Elvis performer, and he's a very good one too. I like to begin by saying a few things about myself. My name is Patrick Ellis, and I come all the way from Sri Lanka. How many of you have been to Sri Lanka? There we are. We got a few people who've been there. There's something about this restaurant. Please listen to me very carefully. There's something I want to say about this restaurant. If I turn back the clock about 60 years ago, from the time I was a young man in Sri Lanka, I grew up on Elvis Presley, rock and roll music. That was a thing that we looked forward to. And back in the East, we had rice and curry and Western entertainment. Eastern food, Western entertainment. And here we have in London today, Eastern food, Western entertainment, and a Western crowd. Fantastic! Fantastic! And I wish to thank my good personal friend, Junu, the owner of the Spice of India restaurant, to have the vision to bring about this fusion between Eastern cuisine and Western entertainment. And I'm sure that as the time moves on, you're going to really have a nostalgic impression about the good old days that we had back in Sri Lanka. Now, I've been to Memphis in Tennessee I've been to Elvis's home. I've been to Graceland's. I've been on his pink Cadillac. I can't say I'm a die-hard fan of Elvis, but I've been even on his private jet plane, and he had a massive double bed there. He had gold taps in the bathroom, so it was wonderful. But you know, in the latter years of my life, to have this fantastic experience here in London is a great thing for me. I wish each and every one of you a very pleasant evening. Enjoy, enjoy, and thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the hip swinging music of an Elvis lookalike, Trevor Dobson, and here he comes to the introduction music. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Here he comes now. Give him a big hand, everybody. Trevor Dobson. Here we go now. Here we go.
Oh, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, Mama. Any way you do. Well, Mama, she was told me, Papa got told you, Sunday County Pruning, which ain't no good for you, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, Mama. Any way you do. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. That's my sound check. Okay, it's ladies and gentlemen, and you want to be bothered with me, hang around your door. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Hold on, I'll shake it away. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Maybe we can have a smooch later. Oh, when you're held you and hated to let you go. How many? Oh, how many? I wonder. There we go. And now I really go on. I wanna run away. So always make me wonder. And always make me blue. And even I ask you, hold on, you. Let it rain. Your secret show. But let me. There you go. Show your black up. Yes, I do. How do I really? No, I can't get my legs in there, let me bum. I don't wanna know. We'll get you out there. Guys, I'll be spinning around on this anyway, so. This time the girl is gonna stay. This time the girl is gonna stay. This time the girl is gonna stay. No more than just you. She's coming again. Oh, more than just. Come on, Ori. Sing a song. One more. She's you want some bloody show. Shake it. Listen. Ask me what's on my mind. I'm a little mixed up on a feeling when I'm with a girl that I love best. You know my heart beats so scared to be another. She touched my hand. I want to chill her again. Her lips so unstable, pain to the top. I'm proud to say she's my buttercup Irene. I'm all shook up. She's bumping me. Oh yeah, I'm on Irene. If you come down to the river, I bet you're gonna find some people who live. And you don't have to worry because you have no money. Even on the river, happy to live. Big wheels keep on turning. Now Mary keep on learning. You know I'm rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Yeah. City gonna set my soul, gonna set my soul on fire. I got a whole lot of money that's ready to pay, so get those things up high. There's 1,000 pretty women that waiting out there. They're all moving, but still they make it. Well, I'm and 24 hours in the day. Anymore, I wouldn't sleep a minute away. No matter who led me, punching on the clock, all energy, all it is trying. Here we go! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas with your neon flashing and palm and smashing and all those hoes down the drain. Viva Las Vegas, how you live tonight, today, today. You see it just won't.